So if you have seen any of my social media posts, at some point you have probably seen that I have an absolute love for roti. Now, if you don't know what that is, it is a Caribbean dish. It is my favorite food on the planet. That is not an exaggeration. To the point where I have said to anyone who would listen, especially my parents, probably from the time I was like 10, I'm going to marry a woman who can make roti. Now, before you come at me, you're like, oh, geez, that's kind of a weird thing to say, or can't you make roti? What I'm really saying is that anytime I come across a woman who can make roti, she becomes instantly more appealing and attractive to me, regardless of what her age is. I mean, obviously within reason, but I've come across people who, as soon as I find out they can make roti, it's like, I want to be their friend. Can you make me some? And I think that I let a lot of things slide. It's like, oh, she never paid her taxes, eh? Wow. But she makes good roti. Or, oh, she cheated all through university. Wow. But her roti's pretty good, right? Okay, slightly facetious, but not really. Like I said, as soon as I see somebody who can make roti, male or female, there's like instantly a heart around them, and I just want to be in their life. Now, I'm very fortunate that both of my parents make excellent roti. I'm very fortunate that I've got lots of aunts and uncles that can make roti. When I would go back to Trinidad, which is my background, and visit relatives, it would just basically be a roti smorgasbord. I absolutely love it. You do not get this physique, ladies and gentlemen, by not loving roti. Anyways, all that to be said is that I'm very fortunate here in Ottawa. There's a couple of restaurants that serve this wonderful creation, and I go to them on a somewhat regular basis, as the pictures on my social media will attest to. Now, several weeks ago, a friend of mine, Anson, came to me and he said, hey, Keith, there's this new Caribbean restaurant downtown that you need to check out. It's called Tingz. Now, before we get into that, let me just tell you about the word Tingz. Now, if you were to go into the Trinidadian slang dictionary, they would say that Tingz means thing. Somewhat true, but not always the way that the word has been used in my presence. I'll give you some examples of how I've seen it being used. So, for example, you come over to the house. Hey, would you like a drink? Sure, I'll have a little ting. Or, hey, are you hungry? Yeah, fix me a plate. Fix me a plate of some ting. Or if you see somebody attractive, you see that ting ting? So it's used in many different ways. So Anson came to me and told me about this restaurant that was opened up downtown, and I was very skeptical. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm good. There's a couple of restaurants here in Ottawa that I go to, and I kind of divide my roti budget, if you will, between these places, and there's no reason for me to change. I enjoy them. Well, about a week later, Anson, ever the persistent person that he is, sent me a picture of this. Now, this is a menu item at Tingz, and it is called Trinidad Degustation. What you are looking at here is basupshat, which is basically roti that's been kind of like, because in its the simplest way to say it is kind of like a torn up version of roti, if you will. And then you've got curry chicken, and you've got curry goat. So you basically take the basupshat, scoop out your meat, and then go to town. So as soon as I saw that, I just looked at that picture, which was an Instagram post, and I said, I want to go there. I rounded up a few friends, and we headed out to the market last Friday. Table for 4, please, and we went. Now, I don't necessarily do restaurant reviews, but I feel compelled to talk about this place. Now, as I came to find out, the owner is, like myself, born here in Canada, but his parts came from the Caribbean. As I recall, his father is from Trinidad and his mother is from Jamaica. And he basically looks at this restaurant as a love letter to the Caribbean, whereas he's focusing his menu on a lot of different items from a variety of the different islands in the Caribbean. And to that end, I would say he has done an extremely good job. The restaurant was very friendly. It was very clean. The food was absolutely delicious. It completely lived up to the picture. It is the first time in my life that I've ever walked into a restaurant, held up my phone, and said, "I want this." Anyways, I really enjoyed it. Now, when Anson had his experience there, for those of you who don't feel comfortable going to the market, what I will tell you is that he had it delivered. And I asked him, because this is a big deal in my life, I said, does it travel well? And he says, absolutely. He said, it came. He said it was proper. It was good. He's like, there was no issues. So for those of you who don't necessarily feel like you want to physically go to the restaurant, delivery is an option as well. He also let me know that they also cater, which is good to know also. So when things get back to normal, if you're looking for perhaps some catered Caribbean food, this might be the place to go to. Normally when I do reviews, so for example, when I review a movie, I'm giving it a letter grade. I think when I'm reviewing a restaurant, and this is my first time doing this, so bear with me, I think I need to answer two questions. The first question being, did I enjoy it? And the second question being, will I be back? Well, I went with 3 other people, and all 3 of them enjoyed it as well. We really enjoyed the experience. I found the staff to be very friendly in terms of being flexible with not only the menu, but coming over and and checking in and conversating and being friendly. I didn't necessarily feel that, we weren't being attended to. Like any other restaurant during these times, people were wearing masks, which was nice to see. There was nice music playing in the background. It was a really good vibe. I also love the fact that this is an option for Caribbean food in the market. It's at 50 York Street. I believe it's 50 York Street. So it's perfectly situated. So for those people who are comfortable being out right now from time to time, this is a great option for you. And again, for those of you who aren't, and that's cool too, they do deliver. So did we enjoy it? Absolutely. The food was absolutely delicious, and we had a lot of different plates and options at the table to be able to sample from. And then the second question is, would I go back? Absolutely, I would go back. That might need to get a restraining order on me. I want to go back so badly. Again, the food was absolutely on point. And this is coming from somebody who was extremely skeptical about trying out new Caribbean places, because I'm, again, creature of habit. And I'm not saying that it's going to replace the other 2, but if you're looking for a different option, then this is definitely a great to see. So what I would suggest is, if you have an opportunity, whether you're going there physically or whether you're ordering and having it delivered, treat yourself and try it a little ting ting. My name's Keith. Thanks for checking this out. Bye.